What's up, guys? Welcome to Make It Yourself. For today's video, it's gonna be a simple one. Gonna add a little bit more thunder to my 2017 Road Glide, and the way I'm gonna do that is by removing the baffle stuffing. I'm not sure what it's actually called. It's fiberglass that they wrap around the baffles to help muffle the sound a bit. This has got that in there. It's fiberglass, and then you have your metal baffle in there as well. So I've got Bassani slip-ons. So this is a pretty simple process. If you're gonna do this, I recommend you don't do what I do, and that's sit here without long sleeves on or gloves on, because fiberglass gets all over the place and it'll make you itch. It's gonna poke you, all that kind of stuff. So just, word of advice, if you're gonna do it, that's what you wanna do. So this is pretty simple. These slip-ons have two bolts that need to be undone. This forward one has a nut on the back side of it, and that helps hold in the tip there. And then there's a nut plate that sits behind this one that's attached to the metal baffle. So once we undo those, then really it's just a matter of tapping this thing out. There's a little bit of a gap here, maybe about an inch, so you can just put a rag down and kind of use the weight of the muffler to get itself out, and then you just work the way of the rest of it. What I did is you'll take like a piece of wood or something, use it here, so that way it gives you a space between the floor and the end of your exhaust pipe to slide that out. So just to put things in perspective, this baffle, like I said, starts about here, about an inch in or so, and it goes all the way to almost the full length of this. So there is a lot of material in here that deadens the sound. You may need another person to help you to remove this, but it can be done by yourself. Just be patient and realize, like, it's gonna take you a while, because as you pull it out, the fiberglass bunches up, and yeah, you'll slowly have to kind of keep tearing at it, and it's gonna probably tear as you pull it out. And so once you do this and you start pulling that out, it's kind of point of no return. If you don't like the sound, you'll have to replace that stuffing. And you can buy it on eBay and all that stuff, and you just wrap it up, and you'd have to put it back together. You just want to make sure you use I forget the tape, but you'll wrap it with tape and then put it in. If it's cheap tape or whatever, the heat of the exhaust will burn it away. If it's not, it'll stay intact like it does in here right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull off this cap, and then we'll pull out the baffle, and I'll show you what the baffle looks like. All right, so I've got the baffle out, and so this is like the first layer of the fiberglass that's on there, and if you can see here, that's the tape. Or actually, that might not be the tape. But it's not hard to get off. You just got to work it off a little bit, right? That'll let you kind of pull it off. Again, you want to try to not be gentle with it, but definitely not go crazy, because you'll get those particles flying, all that fiberglass up in the air, and you probably don't want to breathe all that crap in. So that's what your baffle, this is what we're going to put back into the bike, or into the pipe, right? So as I mentioned, there was two bolts. One goes through this nut plate, and then the other one goes through the that muffler tip. Inside, this is the thicker padding, so this is that second layer. Like I said, it's going to take me a little bit to probably pull this out. So what I found is easy to do, or easiest to do, is to use something from the back side. So this is where it connects to your header pipe. So I'm going to just push this out using a long pry screwdriver or whatever. That'll just kind of exit all of that fiberglass. If you want, you can try to pull it through here, but what's going to end up happening is probably over time it's going to start to tear, and so just like that. So see, if I put any kind of pressure, it's starting to tear. I don't want this stuff to get any more around than it already is, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and use that screwdriver to push it through. Once I got that done, I'll put the baffle back in, we'll get it back on the bike, and then we'll do a side-by-side comparison of what it sounded like before and what it sounds like now. Alright guys, so I got the pipe back on. Again, it's very simple. On the left side of the bike, it's two bolts that hold the inside of the slip-on, and then there's the clamp bolt and nut there on the other side. So you just slide it in, line it up, tighten it all down, you're good to go. So that is about as simple as installation as you can get. So let's go ahead and crank it up and compare it to what it sounded like earlier. All right, so here's what the stock sounds like right now. Alright guys, so you just heard the difference between baffle with the wrap, the fiberglass wrapping on it, and now a baffle without the fiberglass wrapping. It sounds, in my opinion, a hell of a lot better. It's got a little bit throatier sound, so you know, it's gonna make a big difference. It's not super like obnoxiously loud, so you know, if you see my other videos, my soft tail is very much louder. It's got drag pipes. I've run it with baffles and without baffles. Without baffles, it's just super loud with that chop. This one here, I've actually got a little bit of chop back. Nothing to write home about, but a little bit better than nothing. And like I said, it's got a little deeper, throatier sound. So to me, this little quick mod, I mean, it took me a whopping like 10 minutes. If you really look at the actual work effort, it was very quick. The second one went much quicker than the first one. And that being said, with the exception of the fiberglass I now have in my arms that I got to wash out, total win. So hopefully you like this video. If you did, hit that thumbs up. If you like my content, you need to become a subscriber. Follow me. I produce every Sunday and Wednesday at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out on the next video, hit the notification bell, and that'll give you a chime when that next video does come out. And until then, I hope to see you in the win.